This video is going to show you how you can use the tool Jamboard to have students engage in a collaborative learning structure, Jigsaw. So to create a Jamboard, you can go to jamboard.google.com. It is also in your Google Apps right here. If you are with a school district, you will want to make sure that Jamboard is turned on because it is a newer Google app. Then you can title your Jamboard. And it will be saved in the cloud just like all of the other Google apps. Then you'll definitely want to go to your share settings because soon you are going to want your students to all be able to have editing access to this. You'll select share, change, and select which one you would prefer. I am going to keep it within my school domain so that students have to be signed into their school account to access this. And then I do want them all to have editing access. So once your share settings are all set, you can select done. To share this with them, you can select the link and put it in, so you can copy your link and put it wherever your students can access it. Your learning management system would be a great place to start. Throughout this video, I am going to refer to these slides. These slides were shared in the previous video on how you can use Google Slides with Jamboard. The reason I'm going to use some of these slides is because I really like how this looks, and sometimes I like to add in images from Google Slides or other things to make my Jamboard a little bit sharper. The reason is because right now, as of June of 2020, these are the features for the Jamboard. Jamboard is more of a whiteboard tool than so much a presentation tool, but we can work around that using the image option. So you do have the pen access, so like you're drawing or doing some math problems, eraser, selecting something, sticky notes. So students can add in sticky notes of different colors, images. If you add in any images, they can be moved around. So you can upload an image by URL, you can use your camera, Google image search. So if we insert this image can be moved around, it can be made bigger. You can go to more options and duplicate or delete it. You can add in shapes. You can move the shape around. Same thing here. Text box. You can type, and then your typing size will be moved depending on how big your text box is. So, all right. Or if you're showing something, you can use the laser. Finally, when you add multiple items in, you can change the order and you can overlap. Okay, so those are the features over here. And then you have undo, zoom, and set background. So setting the background is a great strategy for having whatever you want to not be able to move. So for math, we have some grids, or you can add in an image. So what I've done is I took a snip of this, and now I'm going to go ahead and add that in as an image to set my background. I'm doing this rather than pasting it as an image because my background cannot be moved. I can't select it and move it, and neither can students, because remember, you're changing it to anyone with the link can edit. So now I have my first slide, or Jamboard. You can see there are 20 here. When you create a brand new Jamboard, it'll just have one. As soon as you go to next, it will create another one. The limit as of now is 20. To see all of your boards, you can go here and expand. You can even move things around and drag them if you want to change the order, or you can go to more and you can delete or duplicate. So you can see I've already put some things here from this. So this, I just put an image so you can see it can move. If I wanted it to not move or not be able to be edited, then you could create it as the background. I've put the directions here, just like was in the previous video. And then here's what I did for groups. I selected this and I took a snip of it, and then I set backgrounds and I made it a background. This way students can add in sticky notes, like that, and or they can add in a text box. Okay, so it's really up to them. Again, as was said in the previous video, depending on your age group, you can have your students just have a blank jam, right? So you can say, you can put the group here and then it can be blank and they can organize it however they want to. Note for an image or video, as of right now, you can add in images, but as far as the video, you would need to put in the hyperlink. So you would need to hyperlink it, versus in slides, you can insert a video. I also shared in the previous video about the gray space in slides. Right now, you can't edit the gray space in Jamboard, but what you can do is you can work with your stickies or your text box. So if you wanted to grab this text and insert a text box, it will allow you to paste it and it will start off very small. And so you might be able to put some of these things over here. But see how that's not working here? So the other idea is to add the stickies. And because it's anyone with the link can edit, students can just double click and put their name here. They can double click and put their name here. And then you can add in another sticky if you'd like, change the color, and find the next one, the screen sharing scribe. You could just copy this and paste this and save it and then manipulate it around here, just like that. Now, as you saw in the previous video with the Google Slides and looking at the grid view, you can see your students working here as well, and just flipping through and seeing them all working live. So as soon as you have your template, just like last time, you can go to the three dots. Oh, and see, it won't let me duplicate because I have 20. So I'm going to go ahead and delete this, and now it will let me duplicate because, again, that max is 20. Of course, this one says group 1 right now, so you may want to adjust that and just create your stickies saying group 1, group 2, group 3. That way you can easily duplicate. But again, giving a student a blank Jamboard also works, just as long as those directions and expectations for what you want on the jam are clear. So this is how you can use Jamboard for a collaborative activity in Jigsaw to promote student voice and ownership of learning.